Hello, warrior. Take a moment and seriously think about this. There is someone who has been with you every step of your life. Someone who has seen your greatest triumphs and your worst defeats. Someone who knows your deepest fears and also holds your wildest dreams. That someone is you. But that is the issue. Our world is designed to get you to lose yourself. The moment you wake up in the morning, requests are coming in. Your time, your energy, your emotions, your attention. You start to slowly, quietly, drift away from the most significant relationship you will ever have. The relationship you share with yourself. The Stoics recognized this truth a long time ago. They said that self-love is not egotistical. It is a practice, a ground for all the other virtues. Marcus Aurelius once wrote, "The soul becomes dyed with the color of its thoughts." If your mind is kind towards yourself, your spirit becomes stronger. But if your thoughts are critical, harsh, and unforgiving, your soul weakens. And in today's crazy, noisy world, self-love is not a luxury. It is a survival technique. It is what keeps you centered when everything else is trying to knock you off kilter. It is what keeps you strong enough to quit seeking validation and instead stand firmly in your own value. Because here is the thing. When you don't love yourself, the cracks start to appear everywhere. Your relationships suck the life out of you rather than leaving you feeling energized. Your self-worth is chipped away with each criticism. Your soul tires of pleading for morsels of attention from humans who wouldn't even notice if your light extinguished. But when you practice authentic self-love, the kind informed by Stoic philosophy, your whole life shifts. You create an inner foundation that no judgment, no criticism, no rejection can topple. You no longer compare your path with others, because you ultimately value your own journey as holy. So if you have ever felt too much, or never enough, or overlooked, too often, this message is for you. I want you to take away something powerful. You have to love yourself more than anyone else could ever possibly love you. Not from arrogance, not from ego, but from wisdom, because when you love yourself completely, you become unshakable, resilient, and absolutely unbreakable. And that is what this video is all about. I'm going to teach you 7 Stoic, inspired practices that will make you absolutely fall in love with yourself. And every one of them is practical, potent, and meant to restore your self-worth step by step. Listen up, because somewhere along the way might be the reminder your soul has been awaiting. Here is the first one. Stop pleasing everyone. Start pleasing yourself. Epictetus once said, "If you want to improve, be content to be thought foolish and stupid." His words ring true deep within. If you spend your life pursuing the approval of others, you will forever remain a captive of other people's thoughts. Initially, people-pleasing is innocent. It is kind. It is good. But secretly, it is a process of self-abandonment. You are smiling when you want to weep. You are agreeing when your very soul is crying out. No, you are giving and giving until you don't even know who you are anymore. The reality is, people-pleasing isn't based on love. It is based on fear. Fear of rejection. Fear of being judged. Fear of being excluded. But here is the Stoic takeaway. The instant you allow fear to dictate your decisions, you give away your power. You become frozen from dancing to your own beat and begin to move like a puppet dancer to another person's strings. So stop hiding from the pain of disappointing others. It is all right if someone doesn't approve of your boundaries. It is all right if your choices confuse or anger them. Their brief discomfort is worth far less than your lifetime of freedom. And here is the magic. The folks who genuinely adore and respect you will get it. They will respect your limits. The manipulators, the guilt trippers, the resenters. Those folks were never invited to sit at your table in the first place. This isn't about you becoming cold, selfish, or callous. It is about finally achieving balance. You can love others without loving yourself less. You can be compassionate without neglecting your own needs. You can provide love without losing your soul. Start small, practice saying no, without apology, explanation, or guilt. Speak your truth, even if it isn't what people want to hear. Choose your own peace over their convenience. It will feel awkward at first, perhaps even selfish. But remember this unshakable truth. There is nothing selfish about respecting yourself. Each time you prioritize your needs over someone else's expectations, you tell a strong message to your soul. I matter. Your heart matters, your needs matter, your dreams matter, and the moment you begin respecting that reality, life starts to feel lighter. You'll breathe a little more easily. You'll feel comfortable being in your own company again, because you'll know intuitively that you can trust yourself to guard your heart. Even when the world doesn't get you or like what you're doing, it is time to release that poisonous notion that love should always be sacrifice or self-denial. True, healthy love begins with loving yourself. The more you honor yourself, the brighter you shine. And when that true confidence radiates from within, others can see it. You no longer need to beg for attention or validation. Your energy requires respect on its own merit. Loving to satisfy everyone else is a game you'll never win. But loving to satisfy your soul, to honor your truth, that is how you become unstoppable. So grab this affirmation now. I will no longer betray myself for others. Sphe, treat your body like a temple. Socrates once quoted, "No man has the right to be an amateur in the matter of physical training. It is a shame for a man to grow old without seeing the beauty and strength of which his body is capable. Your body is not merely flesh and bone. It is the holy dwelling place of your soul, and if you don't take care of it, you can't really claim that you love yourself." Stoic philosophy teaches us that self-respect starts with how we treat our physical body. But now we're treating our bodies as machines, overaroused, under-rested, junk, fueled, driven beyond exhaustion. And then we're surprised when we're anxious, disconnected, and unworthy. But your body isn't designed to operate on chaos and disregard. It is designed to be fed, shielded, and revered. Because here is the thing, without health, nothing else matters. Without energy, you can't pursue your dreams. Without strength, you can't hold up those who love you. Without vitality, even the greatest opportunities slip right by you. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "What hurts the hive hurts the bee." When you don't take care of your body, every aspect of your life is affected. Your mood, your self-esteem, even your attitude. But when you treat your body with kindness, through exercise, wholesome food, good sleep, fresh air, you start to flourish. You feel good about yourself. You stand taller. You exude worthiness. And it is not about pursuing perfection or superficial societal beauty standards. It is about respect. When you nourish your body, you're telling yourself, I matter. When you move every day, you're telling yourself, I am alive and thankful. When you take rest seriously, you're telling your soul, you are safe with me. Here is where to begin today. Eat for energy. Select foods that keep you feeling alive, not depleted. Move every day, not to shame you, but to honor what your body is capable of. Rest when you need to sleep. Your body repairs and rejuvenates itself while you sleep. Cleanse your surroundings, not only of bad food, but of drama, craziness, and toxic people. Small habitual decisions, such as reaching for water instead of soda, walking rather than scrolling, going to sleep early rather than ruminating, add up to something significant. Every act of self-care says to your unconscious, I am worthy of love. I am worthy of respect. And when you approach your body as a temple, you do not need external validation anymore. You already know who you are, that inner pride isn't arrogance. It is wisdom, discipline, and consistency expressed as self-love. Keep this in mind. Wealth, success, relationships, accomplishments, None of it is worth it if your health disintegrates. Your body is the cornerstone of it all. Guard it, care for it, and your whole life will change. Fei, destroy the comparison game Lao Tzu taught. When you are content to be simply yourself and don't compare or compete, everybody will respect you. Comparison is the most stealthy thief of happiness. Consider first thing in the morning. You can wake up feeling calm, at peace with your existence. But then one scroll on social media, one look at someone else's highlight reel, and suddenly you feel behind, not enough, broken. Why am I not there yet? Why does my life look nothing like theirs? What is wrong with me? Here is the cold, hard reality. Comparison blinds you to the beauty of your own journey. Seneca told us, "It is not the man who has too little, but the man who craves more, that is poor." By comparing, you begin craving another's blessings at the expense of your own. You ditch your timeline and pursue theirs, and in doing so, you minimize your own value. Each time you compare, you add invisible burdens onto your shoulders, shame, envy, doubt, resentment, and you forget what you are comparing yourself to isn't even real. It is a filtered highlight reel compared to your unfiltered reality. But here's the Stoic lesson. Their journey was never meant to look like yours. Your struggles, your timing, your blessings, they were designed for you and only you. And if you're too busy staring at someone else's path, you'll miss the miracle of your own evolution unfolding right before your eyes. When you are stuck in comparison, you miss something valuable. You miss seeing your own growth. You don't remember to cheer at how far you've really made it. You are so concerned with where they are that you forget about the growth quietly taking place in your life. To escape this trap, you require awareness. The next time you find yourself comparing, stop rather than asking, "Why them and not me?" Ask, "Why not me in my own perfect time?" Redirect jealousy into inspiration. Don't allow someone else's achievement make you shrink. Allow it to demonstrate that greatness is feasible for you too. Your own individual way, and here is a strong truth. Not everyone even desires the same things in life. Some desire fame, others desire secrecy. Some dream of money, others of simplicity. Some desire adventure, others desire stability. So why compare yourself against someone else's measuring stick? Establish what success is to you, what really makes you feel satisfied, proud, at peace, and in line with your values. That is your way. And when you go all in on it, comparison disappears, because you are too busy creating your own life to care about somebody else's. This is how you begin. Cut back on social media, quit scrolling through other people's best bits, and begin living your own life screen, your inputs. If something routinely makes you feel small or not good enough, eliminate it. Monitor your progress. Keep a log of your victories, what you learn, and how you grow. You'll be amazed at how far you've progressed over time. Because here is the real freedom. There isn't any real competition. No one else has your same heart, your same struggles, your same dreams, or your same destiny. Comparison only loses power when you finally recognize your journey as unique, precious, and perfectly imperfect. That is when you quit playing the comparison game and begin playing the only game worth playing. Becoming an increasingly genuine version of you, for you. Get into this mindset by writing it down right now. My journey is mine. I grow at my own pace. 4. Talk to yourself like a best friend. Marcus Aurelius once wrote, "The soul is dyed by the color of its thoughts." Now put yourself in this place. Your best friend approaches you, devastated, uncertain of themselves, lost. Would you label them weak? Would you judge their error or criticize their looks? No way. You'd reassure them, boost them, remind them of their value. And still, How often do we talk to ourselves with the same harshness we'd never use to criticize someone we love? Self-talk, the running commentary in your mind, defines your relationship with yourself more than anything else. If your inner voice is rude and critical, your self-confidence is shattered. But if your inner voice is encouraging, generous, and loving, you become your own source of strength. Loving yourself means becoming your own best friend, your own supporter, your own cheerleader. It means replacing self-abuse with self-encouragement. Too many people live under the weight of a brutal inner critic whispering, "You're not good enough, not smart enough, not worthy." But here's the truth, that voice is not you. It is a repository for old wounds, judgments, and expectations you've gathered along the way. And the minute you see this, you reclaim your power. Hereafter, consciously choose to talk to yourself as someone worth defending. When you screw up, don't call yourself stupid. Remind yourself you are still figuring things out. When fear creeps in, don't call yourself weak. Remind yourself you've overcome before, and you'll overcome again. Here is how you can change your self-talk swap. I always mess everything up, for I am getting better and better each day. Swap. I hate the way I look for. I appreciate all the ways my body helps me. Swap. I am so stupid, for I did something wrong, and that is how I learn. And don't just stop at eliminating negativity, at intentional affirmations. I am deserving of love and respect. I am getting stronger and smarter. I trust in my power to create the life I desire. I am proud of how hard I am working. They're not just hollow words. They are mind training, mind reps. Just as your muscles require exercise to become strong, your thoughts require repetition to gain toughness and confidence. When you always talk to yourself with kindness, patience, and encouragement, something remarkable occurs. You raise your standards. You no longer accept disrespect. You no longer beg for crumbs of love. You no longer pursue people who don't value you. Because your inner voice keeps reminding you, you deserve better. Being your own best friend isn't arrogance. It is wisdom. It is emotional maturity. It is an understanding that how you treat yourself determines the tone for every other relationship in your life. So declare it right now. I speak to myself with love and power. 5. Love your own company. Seneca once wrote, "He who is afraid of being alone is afraid of being free." The vast majority of humans experience a near unbearable anxiety at the prospect of being utterly alone with themselves. So they flee. They fill their silence with perpetual noise, constant swiping on social media, immersive entertainment, being around people constantly, or stuffing every idle moment with distractions. But this is the reality. True self-love, the kind that won't be shaken, takes courage to sit with yourself in utter isolation, without feeling lonely, agitated, or hollow. The Stoic philosopher Seneca taught that solitude develops strength. Why? Because in quiet, you have to confront yourself, your thoughts, feelings, desires, and fears. In total honesty, and only when you can confront yourself can you really develop into who you are supposed to be. When you learn to really like being alone, you tap into a quiet inner power. You no longer pursue shallow relationships for the fear of being lonely. You no longer rely on other people to entertain, comfort, or affirm you always. You find something much deeper, a constant joy and peace already present within you. Fear of solitude generally stems from not knowing or even liking yourself. And when you always shun isolation, you lose the opportunity to develop a connection with the most vital individual in your life. That is why the practice begins easy. Plan an appointment with yourself. No diversion, no distraction. Switch off your phone. Do a long walk by yourself and allow your mind to run. Sit at a cafe with just your own presence and watch life pass you by. Read books that challenge your mind. Note down your thoughts, dreams, fears, and insights in a journal. At first, it will feel unnatural. Your anxiety may whisper, "This is uncomfortable. People will judge me as lonely." Disregard that voice entirely. Solitude is not a punishment. It is a holy instrument of growth. The more you use it, the more you'll discover your true desires, untapped strengths, and real values. You'll learn to know yourself the same way you'd learn to know somebody you love deeply, by listening and paying attention. Loving your own company is also creating a life that you truly love to be in. Deck your own world with beauty and purpose, warm lights, music that speaks to your spirit, books that you love, dinner that you prepare carefully all by yourself. Rejoice in your achievements, even if it is only smiling at yourself in the mirror. Laugh at your humor, dance in your quarters, rejoice in being you. That is when you'll know you are free, emotionally free, independent. Whole, it doesn't mean isolating yourself from people. It means you approach relationships from a position of power, not desperation. You don't cling, beg, or accept less than you deserve. You join with other people because you choose to, not because you need to run from yourself. That is what love really does. Loving other people from fullness, not from hollowness. To take this practice deeper, establish small rituals of solitude you anticipate. Perhaps Sunday mornings are reserved for quiet, solitary breakfasts and charting your week. Perhaps evening is when you write out 3 things you value about yourself. Or perhaps one day you go traveling alone simply to demonstrate that your own company is sufficient. With time, solitude becomes no longer fearful but sacred, not lonely but powerful. You become your own haven, your own friend, your own source of happiness. Keep in mind, the most significant relationship you will ever experience is with yourself. Once you learn to love your own presence, you become unstoppable. Other people aren't your lifeline to happiness anymore. They're just a lovely addition to an already full life. If you agree with this, make it your vow in the comments. I love being in my own lovely company. Now that you've known how to command solitude, it is time to proceed to the next step, pursuing dreams that really set your heart on fire. Epictetus said once, "First say to yourself what you would be, and then do what you have to do." This is the key to creating a life of substance. There is another kind of power that is unleashed when you are working towards goals that really get you fired up. Not society's goals, not family expectations, and certainly not goals that you are chasing for the sake of looking good. True self-love is creating a life fueled by passion, wonder, and meaning. When you pursue ambitions that ignite your passion, you reach a level of energy and self-discipline most individuals do not even access. You rise every morning with a purpose to expand, and existence ceases to become a monotonous routine. According to Epictetus, our activities should be consistent with the person we desire to be. In essence, that involves demonstrating through persistence that your aspirations really matter to you. Too many of us fall into the trap of pursuing respectable lives that appear successful on the outside but empty on the inside. They acquire degrees they don't want. They work careers they hate behind their back. They live for appearances as their inner world collapses. Stoicism names this what it is: slavery to other people's approval. The only solution is to pursue what truly makes you alive, even if it frightens you, even if others won't get it. Ask yourself, what would I do if no one judged me? What are the skills I wish to acquire? What are the issues I wish to resolve? What are the activities that get my heart pounding with anticipation? Once you have the answer, stop waiting. Begin acting, even if your actions are small, clumsy, and imperfect. Any little action demonstrates to yourself that your dreams are real and worth working for. Perhaps for you, that dream is beginning a business. Perhaps your dream is to pen a book that expresses your own voice to the world. Or perhaps it is to become a skilled artist, musician, painter, or photographer who can communicate without words. Perhaps you yearn to totally overhaul your physical well-being, travel the world to share in new cultures, learn foreign languages, or simply forge richer, more substantial relationships. For some, the dream may be to leave a lasting, positive impact on their community. Whatever it is to you, cease downplaying or dismissing those wants. Honor them with your effort, energy, and time. Don't hold out for the ideal plan, moment, or situation. It doesn't exist. Begin where you are, with what you have, and make time each day to invest yourself in your desires. When you do, a miracle occurs. Your self-belief increases. You demonstrate to yourself, through action, that you have faith in your future, in your potential, and in your value. Here is an important reminder, though. Pursuing your dreams isn't about working yourself into exhaustion or obsessing to the point where you forget the rest of your life. It is about balance. It is about discipline, patience, consistency, and yes, joy. You fulfill your potential not by trying to prove yourself to the world, but by being the true individual you were meant to be. And the minute you choose to believe your dreams are important, that is the moment you become unstoppable. Because now, your verification does not stem from clapping or validation, but from the work you make happen each and every day. When your life burns within you with inner fire and real passion, your love for yourself is not breakable, fierce, fearless, free. Number 7. Rejoice over every victory, no matter how small. Enjoy the little things. For one day you may look back and realize they were the big things. Robert Brault. Self-love isn't all about striving, accomplishing, and moving ahead. It is also about stopping. It is about acknowledging how far you've already made it. Even if you are not yet where you want to be, there are too many of us who are hooked on self-criticism, overlooking our achievements while amplifying our weaknesses. We root so loudly for everybody else, but not for ourselves. The Stoics remind us, unless you recognize your growth, how will you ever believe that you deserve to be loved, respected, or successful? That is why one of the most potent ways to deepen self-love is to celebrate every single victory, big or small, public or private, perfect or imperfect. Reflect on it. Did you get up early this morning and take the path of discipline over ease? That is a win. Did you quiet that inner critic with compassion rather than judgment? That is a strong win. Did you make it through another hard week without quitting? That is an amazing win. When you celebrate these wins, you retrain your brain to view yourself as a person getting stronger, smarter, and more capable day by day. This builds momentum, not from stress or tension, but pride and joy. Marcus Aurelius himself wrote, "Waste no more time arguing about what a good person should be one. And celebrating you is part of being one." Celebration is not arrogance. It's recognition. It's reminding yourself, I am trying, I am growing, I am not giving up, and that effort deserves appreciation. So make your own ritual. At the end of the day, list 3 wins, no matter how small. Stand in front of the mirror and tell yourself, I'm proud of you for today. And when you reach a milestone, reward yourself. Not as escape, but as respect for your persistence. With time, something beautiful occurs. You no longer need to rely on others for validation. Your mind begins to cheer you on. You become your own source of encouragement. And overnight, the journey isn't just easier, but enjoyable. Because life isn't just about making it to the end. It is about enjoying who you're in the process. Each little victory contributes to your identity as a resilient, disciplined, and powerful person. And here is the thing, you're actually doing better than you believe. You've overcome obstacles you deemed impossible. You're healing quietly. You're getting stronger in ways others can't witness. And that should be honored. When you become your own greatest supporter, you no longer dread the world's silence. You shine in it. because you take your own voice of encouragement with you wherever you go. So here is your challenge. Write it proudly in the comments. I celebrate my wins, because when you say it out loud, you begin to become it. I honor my growth each and every day. If you're reading this message, it is because a piece of your soul is wearied of waiting for someone to love you the way you are worth loving, wearied of pursuing validation from people who are never going to see your value in the first place, wearied of thinking that self-love is some far-off, unattainable dream reserved for someone else. But now you know the truth. Self-love is not a luxury, and it is not selfish. It is a choice, a daily commitment, a practice grounded in ancient wisdom and contemporary courage. To love yourself more than anyone else is not ego or superiority. It is about finally coming home to yourself. It is about saying yes to you every day, through your thoughts, your intentions, your expectations, your behavior, and your boundaries. You no longer plead for scraps of affection or wait for the world to pay attention to you. Rather, you give your own heart respect, kindness, and tenderness. This path of self-love is not linear. Some days you will be unstoppable, energized with power and confidence. Some days you will blunder into old habits of doubt or people-pleasing. And that is okay. It is being human. What is important is that you continue to come back to yourself with kindness. Continue to talk to yourself with compassion. Continue to respect your body, your dreams, and your soul. Celebrate each step of your growth, however insignificant it may feel. Each time you prioritize yourself over others' expectations. Each time you place a boundary around your peace to keep it safe. Each time you say something loving to yourself rather than something critical, you heal a little more, rise a little higher, and grow a little stronger. And then something changes. You no longer need the world's constant validation because you hold irrefutable evidence within yourself. You know you are worthy, you know you are valuable, you know you are lovable, and that knowledge broadcasts from deep inside your bones. So take this last affirmation to heart and say it out loud until it is your truth. I love myself louder than ever.